preparing. There we are.
Boom.
We are
What's going on,
live.
everybody out there? Hope everybody's had a good week.
Hi, guys.
As you know, we got to do what we do, sending out these links.
I
So
know. Yes.
sit back, relax. If you got little ones, put them to sleep. Get your nice little drink. Get your food. And get tight because we got a packed show for you tonight. It's just me and Miss Quest, but we're gonna give you the information. But give us a second so we can send out these links. And let us know how your week's been in the comment, or if you're in the chat, let us know.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Right? How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How you doing? How are you doing? I am doing good. I got my second vaccine today. So I am excited about that. So hopefully one day, guys, you will see both of us, me and Casey, in the same room.
Right? It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a nice background. We're gonna have pictures on the wall.
Right.
I ain't forget. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a nice little set for y'all. Something that y'all can look at while y'all look like, oh snap, they got that. Yeah.
Right.
Pay attention to what we telling you though.
I don't even know how it's gonna be like to be in the same room. That's gonna be weird.
I know.
An adjustment.
Right?
It definitely be an adjustment because this was an adjustment. Now I'd like to go back to like that. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm almost finished. Almost finished.
All right.
Finished.
Almost myself. Boom. Bam.
Are you beating? Oh, look at you. I saw you link pop up. Look how fast you are.
I'm working it today.
Oh, man. Right. Guys, get your drinks. Get your drinks. I'm sorry. Like, we really do try to brainstorm to figure out how we can send out these links faster. And if you guys have any suggestions for us, drop them in the comments. And you know what? While you're here, hit that subscribe button for anyone that is new. Hit that notification bell so we don't have to send out all of these links.
Please.
Please share this video with your peeps. Tell them to pop on, see what's going on. We have some up and coming surprises that we're not going to tell you about, but
we got some stuff we got some stuff in the works coming up.
Yes.
So yeah, stay tuned. Things are starting to look up. And if you haven't gotten your shot yet, starting Monday, all you have to do is just walk in and let them know. As well, they are, I think it's either Monday or the following Monday, but 12 and older. They're making the shots available for kids 12 and older. So stay tuned, pay attention for that. We also have a link.
You're telling my quick news.
Link.
You're telling all of my
we'll
quick
leave
news.
That. We'll say that. We'll say that for the quick news.
I'm like this. Check that one off.
We're going to say that for the quick news, but everybody sit back, relax, and get ready for a good show.
That's funny. I think I am done. I am here. I am ready. We got people in the chat. Everybody there. Welcome. Hi.
Not yet. We're still waiting for a couple to jump in.
It's all good. I know the weather is getting nice out. You guys want to be out and about. I understand. I do. I get it.
Right?
I get it. Folks want to be out on dates, going to the movies now, It's all good. we still gonna be here doing the news. You can catch us on Rewind. Hi, Michelle,
Exactly.
Infinite. They coming in. They got their snacks now.
Everybody went to the kitchen, grabbed some snacks.
Right,
You gotta set
right.
up. You gotta get comfortable.
Yeah, we were waiting for you guys. We're like, who's gonna do the quotes in the chat? Just me and Casey like doing the quotes together. That's no fun, guys.
Right? Infinite don't like he don't like the thumbnail.
I don't. Oh no, what is it?
It's a different. I don't know how. I think the thumbnail is. I don't know how it changed. But
Oh. I noticed that when I sent it to him. I'm like, what is that? That's not what I sent, but that's cool.
that's an old thumbnail. Hold on, let me see what I can do from my side.
No, we're not gonna do anything. We're gonna get into the show because we are already late and they're in here. So we gotta give them what they came for. Thanks. Yes. Hi, Brent. Brent's here.
Hello. Big shout out. Again, if you haven't seen our interview with Mr. Brent Heinrich, I'll have a link in the description. You guys can check that out. Please support him. He's for the people. He's in the state of Washington, District 3 in Vancouver. Show him some support. Get him some followers on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Show him some support. We need more people like him in Congress, not just for his state, but for the whole country. So yeah, show him some love.
Yes.
All right, everybody's getting there. All right, you ready? You ready to get into it? You ready to just jump right in?
Let's just jump right in. Let's go.
Let's just jump right in.
Let's start the show.
So real quick, if this is your first time tuning in, we are a local online news show. We talk about local, national, and international news. I am your co-host, Mr. Casey, and
I guess I'm the host, Lana Quest. If he's a co-host, what am I? Wow.
I mean, host. I'm host.
Does that come with a raise, guys? He has promoted me, so give me a raise. Give me a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe, and put in the chat that I deserve a raise for this.
I dig it. So yeah, we got a good show for you today. You got some quick news for us today?
I do have some quick news. I want to say congratulations to Marcus Flowers. He has been endorsed by, I may get this wrong, but I think it's the Vote Vets or Vets Vote. I'm not sure which one, but he has been endorsed by the vets, and I'm excited for him. And, he's very passionate about the VA, so good for him. And I hope this gives him some donations because, all these campaigns need donations.
Yep.
I also wanted to report that Connecticut, 70% of the population has been vaccinated. That's herd immunity. Connecticut has herd immunity, right? Is that herd immunity or pretty doggone close to it?
Pretty close. I think it's like between 70 and 80%. But
they're at 70.
Yeah, so that's good.
Connecticut is not a small state. Connecticut is a good sized state. That's a good sized state. So 70%, that's amazing. Congratulations, Connecticut. We know where to go on vacation. We're going to Connecticut if you're vaccinated because they don't want you if you're not vaccinated, I am sure. Next in quick news, the judge, I should have got her name. I'm sorry. A judge has ordered the DOJ, Department of Justice, to turn over the memo that Barr used to clear Trump. So, yeah. So the judge is basically she's saying, so I think you lied, Barr, to clear Trump, and I want to see the memo. So that's what's going on there. That is exciting because I hope Barr gets in trouble because he lied to Congress. And we know he lied to Congress with like a straight face. Unbelievable. But
he did it a couple times to help his boy. Like,
yeah.
Trump talks about, I'm the law Trump or whatever
Law and order. Law and order
law and order
president.
president. Man, he broke every law and order as president.
Yeah. They're the
Like,
opposite people. It's just the opposite. Whatever he says, it's the opposite. That's just exactly how they operate. Um, Chauvin has requested a new trial. Um,
oh
I know
boy.
people are pissed about that, but that's pretty standard in these cases. Like, if they didn't request a new trial, that would be malpractice on his attorney's in his attorney. Like, his attorney would be doing malpractice because you have to request a new trial on the standard basis. Like, he said something about the judge did something wrong, and just using everything, probably the Maxine Waters thing.
hmm
One of the
He actually
jurors,
said that. He did say that. The
yeah,
judge was like, "Hey, and if you want to use this situation," he was
yeah,
like, "Yeah, I am going to." And it's like, dude, everybody in the world was saying that.
yeah, it
You
doesn't
know what I
matter. He's
mean?
not going to get a new trial. And also, on the basis of one of the jurors, they gave them a questionnaire to answer, and it
hmm
asked them if they have ever been involved in a protest, like a Floyd protest, a Black Lives Matter protest, something of that nature. And he answered no, but there have been pictures circulating with him at the Million Man March. So, right. So that's why they're asking, saying, this guy lied to get on the jury. So in these cases, the judge may just talk to him about that and ask him, like, maybe because it could have been a mistake, because he's probably thinking the Million Man March is not a protest. Like, he's not
No,
connecting the right. He wasn't
that's not a
connecting the
protest.
right. He wasn't connecting the dots like that. But I think he was wearing a T-shirt that said, like, not "I can't breathe," but something of that nature.
A slogan that we've used
Right.
before.
But again, that's not
hmm
going to get him a new trial. He's not going to get a new
Just, I
trial.
mean, if you think about it, during the trial, he was throwing everything at the wall. So
Right.
it only makes sense that
Yeah.
he has to throw everything at the
He
wall to
has
get a
to.
retrial. Like,
Right.
like
Right.
you said, if you don't, it's like
It's
malpractice. Like, you have
malpractice.
to.
He has to do
He
that
has to.
for his client, like he just does. So also, Casey talked about this a little bit in the beginning. Pfizer has been approved for ages 12 and up. So that will
hmm
be pretty soon that we will be able to get our 12 to 15-year-old vaccinated, because it's 16 and up now. So soon it will be
hmm
12 and up. And I'm pretty excited about that. And then my whole household will be vaccinated.
Yes.
Also, speaking of vaccinations, Biden was on TV this week talking about that, because the rate of vaccinations are going down. So that you have some people who are only getting the first vaccine and not going back for the second vaccine. There are probably some people out there that are saying, hey, if all these people are getting vaccinated, then I'm probably going to be safe and I don't need to get mine. There are probably some places who are so rural that they can't get to places. So that is what they're focusing on now, getting like mobile vaccinations going, trying to reach those hard to get places. Also, they have set up a number that you can text, 438 It will be in, I
hmm
think Casey has put that in our description, 438
Yep.
829. You can text your zip code. I tried it. Try it now. Text your zip code, and every place that is doing COVID vaccinations, walk-ins will pop up for you. So that's really convenient. And my
I'm
last,
actually about to
oh,
real
go
quick
ahead.
about that. I'm actually about to I'm about to put the number in the chat,
Hmm.
so you guys can text that right now.
Yeah,
And
try
then
it out.
again, it'll be in the description after the show. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, or if you're watching this on the replay, the number for to figure out to see where the vaccination sites are will be in the description. So if
In
you're
the
here now, it'll
description.
be in the chat, and if you're watching this on the replay, it's in the description below.
Correct. And Infinite wanted to add that they are looking to get approved for ages 2 and up as well. So that will be coming soon as well. So just like everyone can be approved. So happy about that.
Yeah.
On a sad note, Jen Psaki is stepping down next year. Oh.
Already?
Yeah, you know what though? I kind of thought because she has a family and she talked about that a lot. Like I have school age children as well, like when she would go out there. So she would talk about her kids and being homeschooled or remote schooling. So it's probably very difficult for her to deal with this, like to
Right.
get up early in the morning and work and then deal with her children, and kids are going back to school for the fall. So it's probably going to be very difficult for her to do that. She'll probably
Hmm.
assume a different position because she's very smart. I love her. And
Yeah,
that's my
and
quick news.
nice. And then she actually answers questions and
Yes,
doesn't necessarily dance around.
right.
I mean, she may do a little bit, little tango, little two step every now and
Oh, did
again,
I
but
say
she
Ed?
be doing her thing though. She
Did I
does her
say
thing.
area code? Brent said, if I said area code, I meant zip code. I don't. So, yes, text that number and put in your zip code. If I said
Your
area
zip.
code, your zip code. I apologize if
Yes,
that
and
is
again,
what I
it's
said.
in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in one more time because it might have already scrolled up. But this is the number to text to see where you can get vaccinated in your particular area. So
Yes.
it is in the chat again.
You have any quick
So
news?
real quick, I do have a couple quick news. Um, so just today, DeSantis,
DeSantos, Death Santas. Yeah.
yeah, Death DeSantis,
Ooh.
the governor of Florida. There we go. The governor of Florida signed a restrictive voting bill, just like Georgia did a couple weeks ago. Following suit, this is just another Republican state making it harder for Black and Brown people to vote. But it's funny because in both cases, this doesn't just affect Black and Brown people. Now
Right.
it's aimed at Black and Brown people, but it's going to affect their voters as well.
Right.
Um, so they're cutting off their nose to spite their face. They don't care as long as the right people they want to affect get
Right.
affected. They could care less.
Right.
And again, that just shows that these Republican senators and congressmen and governors, they don't care. Again, like we said, they've lied to their base for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that again, they're trying to stop Black and Brown people from voting because Black and Brown people flipped Georgia, got
Right.
Vice President Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden in office. Um, they don't like our voices, and it's sad, but it's funny because what we're doing, the stuff that we're talking about, getting people activated, people going out there and voting, um, is powerful. It shows how powerful we are when we're united. They want to
Right.
keep us divided. So
Right.
um, but again, the stuff that we're talking about will be in the description. I'll have links to the article that's talking about this. My next quick news is the situation that happened with Rashard Brooks. If you guys don't know, he was shot in his back while trying to flee the police. That particular police officer that did the shooting got reinstated at another police precinct. And this isn't surprising. It's not unheard of. This is a practice that they definitely need to stop. There have been laws that are trying to get passed that if a cop is in a situation where he has to pull his firearm, his whole record from when he started is, I won't say gets exposed, but they look at it and it's the public can view it. As of right now, you cannot view
Right.
police records of a
Right.
certain police officer. You can't go
Right.
in their file and be like, well, who filed a complaint? We as the public, we can't do that even with the FOA.
Right.
But we're trying to get laws passed that will allow us to do that. And stop other precincts from hiring cops who either killed someone. There have been cases where cops have been in domestic situations with their spouses.
Right.
And in a situation like that, a cop isn't allowed to be a cop anymore because you have a gun and you, unfortunately, you beat up your wife and your kids or whatever the situation, your girlfriend. You shouldn't be a cop anymore, and that's the law that
Right.
you can't do that. But that boys in blue, the blue code, the blue wall, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, they don't care, and they hire someone who's a threat to their family. Not even
Right.
not even the public, their
Right.
family.
Right.
Like what? And you want to
Yeah.
hire someone like that who doesn't care about their family? If someone doesn't care about their wife, their girlfriend, their kids, what do you think that means for the public? And
Yeah.
you want to hire somebody like that?
You know what's interesting, just a minute, just go off. A lot of it is like it's like misogyny as well, right? Because it's always
Yeah.
like the men, if the men are abusive towards the women, it's like, they want to hush hush on that because it's like it's just the women, shut them up, shut it down, is how men are. But I wonder if the role was reversed and if it was a female police officer and maybe she was abusive to her husband and kids. I bet they would take that gun away from her. I bet she would probably get fired from the force. Like it would be a whole totally different situation. But because it's so acceptable for men to be so abusive and aggressive to women in that kind of that job, that role, because they blame it on the stress of the job, right? Like corrections officers too. They have to go because,
Mm-hmm.
I have an ex that was one. They had to go through like psych training and all of that because they don't want them to bring that stress home. So they kind of like okay it. Like you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's just a stress. It'll be okay. Like the woman's got black and blue eyes, all
Right?
bruised
Like,
up.
no, it's not okay. Like,
It's just a stress. It's
no.
gonna be okay, Martha. Like it's not a problem. We're gonna get him some help, okay? You know, this is how
And
it
they
is.
don't.
Right.
And
They
it's
don't.
it's I won't get into the whole mental health aspect
Right.
and that, but again, I'll have links to this story in the description. My next one, it's a little international. A lot's going on in Colombia right now. A lot of protesting, a lot of unrest, and it's not just with dealing with COVID. They have economic issues. Governments are corrupt. They're not helping the people.
Right.
There's a lot of it's a big mess out there right now. And a lot of people aren't talking about that. And we try to talk about issues that matter to the people. And that mainstream doesn't want to really talk about. And this is one of them. They always talk about like Venezuela and oh, look how bad it is, and oh, that's a socialist country, and all of that, and Latin countries, and trying to take the resources. And a lot of it is because we didn't have coups and put in dictators and people that don't represent the people. They say they do, but they don't. They're corrupt. They take all the money from aid and have lavish parties or give contracts to their friends. So it's people should know what's going on, and they're protesting to have a better life, just like we are. They want to be able to, get vaccinated and deal with COVID. Like that's crazy right now, but it's hard to focus on that when you don't have food, when you don't have enough money to even go to the hospital.
Right.
So we have to know what's going on elsewhere. And again, I'll make sure I have a link to this in the description below. Um, I have two more, and then we'll get into the meat of the show. This is a pretty big one. I wish I did have more time to go into it. But Bobby Rush, he is a ex-Black Panther, and he is a congressman in the 1st District of Illinois. The reason why I bring this up, and the reason why this is so important, is because he's formulating a bill that will force the FBI to give basically all the documents unredacted about COINTELPRO and what they were doing against, the Black community back in the late 50s, 60s, and 70s, dealing with the Black Panthers to Martin Luther King to to Malcolm X. They had a hand in all these gentlemen's passings. And then, of course, the movie that just came out,
Murder.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Murder. And their murder, not their path. They didn't just pass. They were murdered.
Murdered. I'm sorry. Excuse me. They were murdered. They were assassinated.
Right.
So this is a big, big deal. There have been countless. You can go on YouTube and type in COINTELPRO and see all the different things that pop up, and for him to be an ex-Panther and now to be in a position to where he can get something like this put into the light, because a lot of our leaders, a lot of popular Black figures throughout history were assassinated, political assassinations, because they were speaking out against injustice, that at parts of time were at the hands of the government.
Right.
And this is an example. So I'll have information about that. And lastly, it's about India. It's a mess over there. They actually just hit a milestone today. They had over 430,000 cases of COVID in one day.
Wow. Oh my God.
340,000 in one day. One day. They have 1.3 billion people in India. Only 2% is fully vaccinated. And that's basically, you would just probably say the government.
Right.
The
in
people
their family.
in power.
Right.
In their families.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy. But I'll have a link to that, more information. Biden did just uplift what is it?
The patent.
A patent, embargo patent, so that India, Africa, these other countries can get access to the vaccine so that they can produce it themselves and be able to distribute
generic, it. They can make generic versions now.
Yeah. So I'll have links to all that in the description after the show. But that's my quick news. That's our quick news. With that being said, let's get into the meat of the show. Miss Lana, what you got for us today?
We got some quotes. I wish we had some music or something that's like, dun, 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 dun,
right? We need to
some kind of music.
We don't want to get copywritten with a strike from YouTube.
Right. No, we don't want that.
We're trying to figure out how to get some music so we can have some background music while you do the quotes.
That's right. So let's get going. So first quote. So these are quotes. They are not verbatim. Things that I hear throughout the week. So if it's not verbatim, don't kill me. So let's go. The first quote. I don't fight for voting rights because I just enjoy the act of casting a ballot. I fight for voting rights because I deserve the right to demand my future. I will say it again. I don't fight for voting rights because I just enjoy the act of casting a ballot. I fight for voting rights because I deserve the right to demand my future.
I like that quote. I don't know who said it.
Me too. I bet the chat knows. They know everything.
They do. You guys are geniuses.
They know all.
So we're gonna give them a little bit so that they can formulate their, get those thinking juices going on and all of that.
Yeah.
What y'all got? Because I really don't know.
Put those thinking caps on. I don't fight for voting rights because I just enjoy the act of casting a ballot. I fight for voting rights because I deserve the right to demand my future. Cori Bush, that is close. Good guess. Very close.
That was a good one.
Right. If I give you a hint, you're going to know. But you're going in the right direction with Cori Bush. I will say that. Right direction.
Nice.
That is the direction.
Cori Bush.
Ah, come
That's
on,
like a
Michelle.
hint. That's like
I
a
know
hint.
Corey Bush is the hint.
That's the hint.
Corey Bush is the hint.
That's the direction we're going in. So that's who you got to think about.
Yes,
Corey
very
Bush.
good.
Who's like Corey Bush?
Infinite got it.
Yeah.
If I said anything else, that would have just been so obvious. I was like, wow. Okay, this is an easy one. Casey, you are excluded from answering this question.
All right.
Here's the race lady from MSNBC finally putting her Harvard degree to work. I'll read it again. Here's the race lady from MSNBC finally putting her Harvard degree to work. What jerk said that? Not Jamal Bowman.
Not Bowman. Not Bowman.
Here's the race lady from MSNBC finally putting her Harvard degree to work. Come on, Michelle. I know you know this. Yes, she got it. No, wait, she said Joy.
No,
wait,
yeah,
how could it be Joy?
that's not the answer. That's who he was talking about.
Yes, Tucker. Okay, y'all got it. Brent and Michelle got it. Ducker Carlson.
I like that.
Sorry, Tucker. Good. Next quote.
No, it's Tuckums.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Tuckums. Tuckums said.
It's Tuckums.
Tuckums.
It's Tuckums Carlson.
I have to remember that. It's Tuckums. All right. Next quote. Hashtag Tuckums.
Yep.
Next quote. Oh, honey, Tuckums. Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race? Not you, Casey. Oh, honey, Tuckums. Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race? Oh, Bowman was his answer to the last question.
Oh, okay. Got you. Little delay.
Yeah, we are delayed a bit. Oh, honey, Tuckums. Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race? I like the honey part. Oh, honey.
Right?
Honey, Tuckums.
Tuckums.
Yes, it's Joy Ann Reed. Joy Ann Reed read Tuckums for filth. Yes, Joy. Mm-hmm. It's going to be joy all through that comment section. Okay. Yes, everyone got it. Joy.
Yep.
Next, this is a good one. I just had dinner with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. He's in good spirits.
Oh, I know this one.
Let them get that.
He makes you want to go. I mean, both of them do, but right. It's just
She sure did slay him. Just had dinner with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. He's in good spirits. Anybody?
Oh, we got one. We got one.
Oh, they got it. I flipped out of the thing.
We got it. Michelle with one L.
Okay, Michelle.
Oh, by the way, Ted Cruz had a booger on his lip and he ate it.
No. Why'd you even tell me that? That's so gross.
Because I don't like Ted Cruz either. I just want this. I mean, it's on TV. He was on national TV. He got a booger on his lip.
Oh, stop.
And he ate it.
That's gross because it's gross. How do you even know that was a booger?
Because they zoomed in.
All right.
The cameraman zoomed in and it was just, and it was, yeah. Ted Cruz is a booger.
He is a booger. Next quote. Nothing like reminiscing about attempted coups over a bouquet of flowers. Nothing like reminiscing about an attempted coup over a bouquet of flowers. This is in response to the Ted Cruz, Donald Trump little dinner and the picture that Ted Cruz posted with him and Trump with the flower in the centerpiece.
That dude, man.
I'll read it again. There's nothing like reminiscing about attempted coup over a bouquet of flowers. Nothing like reminiscing about an attempted coup over a bouquet of flowers. I really like this quote, actually.
Attempted coup over bouquet flowers.
I know it sounds like Joy could have said that. It really does.
Trying to think.
Not Joy. Okay, you're gonna need a hint. I'm sorry. So this is a congresswoman. She is in Congress.
Congress.
She is non-white. Is that a hint? Just trying to narrow it down. No shade. Just trying to narrow it. Nope. Nothing like reminiscing about attempted coup over a bouquet of flowers. Okay. So a non-white woman, congresswoman, her district is in New York. Not Auntie Maxine, but you'll get it next time because I know you're on delay and you didn't get the last hint. Her district is in New York. Very close. You guys are getting there. Johan is very close. Her district is in New York. Nothing like reminiscing about attempted coup over a bouquet of flowers. Will they reminisce over you?
Yeah.
Yes, AOC.
The AOC.
That was really a good one. That's a good one. Let's see. One more. A person who has been former assistant U.S. attorney, a mayor, associate attorney general, usually receives a subpoena, not have their homes raided.
Oh.
A person who has been.
I think the last part was a hint. I think I know who it is.
Yeah. A person who has been a former assistant U.S. attorney, a mayor, associate AG, usually receives a subpoena, not have their home raided. As I'm wiping the stuff that's running down the side of my face and my nose all at the same time. And I may put it in my mouth too. I don't know. Because I'm just that gross.
You know?
That was your hint.
And then, I make noises in court. People just look at me like,
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Why you make that noise for?
Leaky is who? Yes, Giuliani's son. Giuliani. Giuliani himself said that. He called him leaky. Ew. Oh my God. You guys are great. That was good. Very good. Those are the quotes for this week. Thank you guys for playing per usual.
And Infinite, his Giuliani's son is trying to run for governor of New York.
I did hear that.
Yeah. He doesn't have a chance. So
no.
I just wanted to put that out there because I see he said Giuliani's son.
Yeah, and he's just like his dad. So go figure. That's just awful, all of them. All right. Yeah. So you guys ready for some stories?
What you got for us today? What you got?
just a couple of quick stories, nothing major. I figured, well, first let me go back real quick to the voting. And Casey touched on it in his quick news how DeSantis is trying to, muck up voting and, put in these Jim Crow restrictions like state by Republican state. This is happening. I did want to say that New York, and I should have said it in my quick news, Como signed a bill to allow ex-felons to be able to vote immediately after getting out of prison. They can
Oh wow, I
register.
did not know
They
that.
can register to vote. So that happened in New York. I think he signed it maybe today or yesterday. I just heard that. So
Well, he
kudos
got to
to
do
them.
something because people don't like him right now. So
Right,
I mean,
right, exactly.
he done
But
made marijuana legal. He's doing everything. Like
right,
I need people to like me again. Hey,
right.
I
I
don't think it's
mean,
gonna happen, but keep doing this. That's
it
a
is,
good move.
it is a democratic state, so it's to be expected. But I also wanted to say, I do some Black history like every single day. I tweet something about Black history, and a lot of my tweets have been when I just look up history and read about it. A lot of people just dying trying to get people registered to vote, like being killed for registering people to vote. Just regular people. I just read about a reverend in, I forgot what state, but he was registering himself to vote and the sheriff shot him. Like they got mad because he was the first person to register in his county and they shot and killed him because they were pissed that he had the audacity to register to vote. I just tweeted about so many. I'm sorry, I don't want to say a name and it's the wrong name, but this woman, the same thing. They were trying to arrest her because she was registering people to vote and she hit the sheriff. Like she got arrested. Like she literally hit the sheriff. So this isn't new, is my whole point of the story. These restrictions, when they say Jim Crow voter restrictions, that's what they mean, because back in Jim Crow time, Black people were being murdered to exercise the right to vote. When they tried to get people registered, they were getting killed. So this stuff is just not new. They're just not killing us. But then again, DeSantis is kind of making some laws that will kill us if we
Hmm.
protest anything. So I don't know. It's like either they're killing us or they're jailing us. So I just wanted to put that in there. But on to some quick happy news, some great news. We got through the Floyd trial. It was difficult. It was hard. We got a good outcome. Hopefully the sentencing is also a good outcome. But I
Right.
wanted to talk a little bit about George Floyd's foundation, some happy news, because I don't want to say something good came out of this, but some good things did come out of that. It's like he was a martyr, right? More attention was called to what's going on. You had people internationally, protesting, like things started to move. I don't know if they're going to move backwards, but they started to move forward. Um,
Hmm.
so the George Floyd Memorial Foundation, what struck me about this is George Floyd was murdered May 25th, 2020, right? In August 2020, his sister and some family members started this foundation. So like months later, they started
Hmm.
this foundation. This is even before they got money for a settlement. They started this foundation. They wanted to help educate people about what was going on, about oppression, about police brutality. Like they started this foundation months later. Like there's something with that. There's something about his family that's very tight knit and community oriented. Even the money that they received, that 27 million, I'm sure they went to an attorney and figured out like taxes and making all
Hmm.
the family whole, but they donated a good portion of that money to the community and opened up community things, right? So good for them. So anyway, back to this. The George Floyd Memorial Foundation was started in August 2020 by his sister Bridget and some family members. It is a nonprofit. It focuses on promoting global awareness on racial injustices and trying to unify communities and amplify George Floyd's story through organized community outreach. They have some initiatives in this foundation. So it's just not like a foundation in name. It actually does some things in here. Let's see what
Mm-hmm.
it does. They have a legal scholarship program, which is dope
Ooh.
because you want to touch Black attorneys. We want more Black attorneys. We want more Black judges. We want more Black people just in general in the legal field,
Mm-hmm.
paralegals, secretaries. We need y'all, us, in the legal field. So they're
Yep.
giving out scholarships actually for the fall of 2021. So it is not too late. So if there's anyone out there who is going to law school in 2021, entering in the fall, or if you are a current law school and you're going a current law school student and you're going back in the fall of 2021, you can go to George Floyd Memorial Foundation the website. We'll put it in the description,
In the
and you
description.
can apply for a scholarship because they're giving them out.
That's dope.
Also, yeah, it's very dope. It doesn't say how much, so I don't know. So
But
maybe when you
still.
feel right, there is a scholarship. The next scholarship, they have another scholarship as well for high school students who are in financial need. So you can also apply for scholarships. They grant, I think it said like 4 scholarships a year for these students of $500.
Wow.
So if you need to buy like supplies, books, book bags, whatever, apply for the scholarship. And they also have like intern programs that send people out into the community and again, just outreach. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really good and a really good feel good story that something great has come out of this awful, awful tragedy. Um,
Yeah. That's
Next,
awesome.
yeah, it is awesome. I just love that they did it so quickly. Like they were just mad passionate and focused about what they were doing. Um, Another feel good story is anyone living in Philly. I know that someone in our chat is. Um, I'm like reading as I'm talking. Sorry. There's someone in our chat that is from Philly. I am pretty sure of it. And maybe you have gone to this place. I have never heard of it, but I read about it. It is called Down North Pizza. It was started by two friends, Kurt Evans and Muhammad Abdul. What this pizza shop does is very unique. It hires ex felons, right? So they already know that there is a problem with recidivism. You know, people
Mm-hmm.
coming out of prison, they don't have jobs, they have fines to pay. Because if you didn't know, when you come out of prison, you have prison fines to pay, you have restitutions to pay. And if you do not have a job, you can't pay these fines, you can't find a place to live. It's hard to get a
Mm-hmm.
job because you've been in prison. So what do? You commit
Go
another
back to.
crime, right? You go back. You It's recidivism because you don't have a choice. So there's two things that happen. Either you commit a crime on purpose because it is so hard to deal with the outside, because that's what happens. They commit it because it's easier to live on the inside. So they commit a crime just to go back. And then some people commit a crime out of desperation. So this place, Down North Pizza, started by these two brothers. They hire these ex felons. I hate calling them ex felons, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of jail, prison. They pay their fines for them. They give them a job. They have it's the pizza place. I guess is underneath an apartment building, some type of thing. There are apartments up above it. So what they do
Mm-hmm.
is, of course, these people don't have apartments because they can't afford it yet. So they give them 6 months rent free. They can live there for 6 months while they get paid for working at the pizza shop and save their money. And I guess it has worked. So kudos to them. If more people did
That's
this,
what's up.
like these people wouldn't commit crimes and go back into jail. Like they
Mm-hmm.
just need a chance. That's Everyone just needs a chance, right? Like
Needs a chance. Yeah.
just need
And I
a
mean, yeah.
chance. You know, people
That's awesome.
people get desperate. Like if you give people a chance, 8 times out of 10, they're probably gonna do the right thing, right? Just like the
Mm-hmm.
2 year community college. that's all people need is a chance. And especially when you're talking about the Black and brown community, because you're talking about, we didn't have a head start. We didn't have that 400-year head start where we were buying houses. So, houses were being passed down and passed down. So you already have generational wealth. We started with none. When did we start being able to even buy homes? Like
Right.
it was
In the
very few.
70s, maybe.
Right. It was very few Black families, because there were some Black families that were able to buy homes, like, cut through all the red tape, despite the vile, ravaged racism around them.
Mm-hmm.
Some families were able to do that, but it wasn't the majority. It was very rare that happened. So, people need a chance, and kudos to these brothers for giving them this opportunity. Last
Mm-hmm.
feel good story. And it doesn't even sound true, because me and Casey talked about this earlier. He's like, get out of here. That is not true. Okay. So, in LA, so I guess last year, a group of business owners and residents of the Los Angeles community in and around Skid Row filed a lawsuit. So a judge has finally ordered that the city of Los Angeles find housing for every homeless person on Skid Row. No, this is true. It's a true story. Like, I looked it up twice. I looked it up all over. I'm like, everyone on Skid Row? Yes, there was a federal lawsuit. This was federal court. This was serious.
They're serious.
It was serious, because the homelessness on Skid Row has gotten out of control, and it's even worse with COVID, because there were people literally dying in the streets. Like, they're just dying in the streets from COVID. You have kids out there on Skid Row. Women get raped. Kids get raped. They're getting murdered. It's a problem. The people who live around Skid Row, because Skid Row is getting larger, because the community of homeless people is getting bigger. So Skid Row is spreading into the parks. So people can't even take their kids to the park. They can't even walk their dogs. So the business owners too, their businesses are going broke, because nobody wants to go there. So anyway, a judge ordered them to find shelter for all of the residents. They have 180 days to do this. I think this happened maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago. So they have to do this. And for the women and children, they had only 90 days to do this. So the problem with it, I'm glad we have activists, because they always find the little loopholes in the law. They're like, hey,
Right.
this is all fine and dandy. We're happy you're doing this, but how about some permanent housing? So if a judge can order you to get every homeless person off of Skid Row and find them shelter, how come we can't do this permanently? How come we can't get these people permanent housing? Like, just around the world, in every state, you would think we should, well, all the money we waste. You got these stupid game shows on TV. I always think that, I'm like, there's these stupid ass game shows where people are winning all this money. Where are they getting this money? Like, you could just take this money and build some complexes for like homeless people and vets. Like, what are y'all doing right now? Women with children, like, what's happening? But anyway, that's happening in LA. I am happy. So maybe, honestly, maybe more business owners need to do something like that. Maybe they do. If there's a problem with homelessness in your area, maybe you need to get together and file a complaint in federal court to get things moving. Because like they were saying, when I read on this, the city of LA is getting money and donations to combat the homeless problem. Where is that money going? What are you doing with it?
It's going in their pockets and going to their vacation homes.
Exactly. They're going to Cancun with Ted Cruz. So that's
right.
Oh God, that is
that's what they do.
They are. So what you got?
So let's see. Well, I really don't want to Dang, because all that stuff was good, you know. But I do have one thing
Hmm.
that I will talk about. Actually two, and I'm mad I missed this. Um, but NYC, not NYC, but North Carolina is trying to make it to where they actually are teaching the real history of slavery. There's been a lot of pushback on that, but it's needed. I mean, it's cliche, but you know, if you don't know about your history, if you don't know history, you're doing it repeated, right? But this is information that everybody should know. It's not, you know, bashing white people, because we all know white people weren't currently living back in slavery times. Like,
Right.
we're not, you know, that's impossible. But it's information that needs to be known on how we got here. You know, what events led us to here, and what can we do to make this place that we love, that we live in. You know, I mean, again, despite everything, I wouldn't want to necessarily be anywhere else. I like it here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I want to see this country be better, you know, and knowing again how we got here, knowing our history, we can then say, oh, okay, that was good, that was bad. Let's take the good and use that to move forward. Learn from the bad, make sure we don't do that again, and move forward. You know, so I think it's something that's very important. And there's more historical Black figures other than Dr. King, Malcolm X,
Right.
you know,
Right.
there's more than that.
Right.
There's tons. You know, I brought up Miss Daly last week, the lady who sequenced our DNA and who was able. If she hadn't done that, we wouldn't have the vaccines that are helping protecting people today. And I'm not even talking about with the COVID virus. Think about all the stuff, all the vaccines. You know, like, so.
Yeah. Look at Henrietta
There's more.
Lacks.
Yeah.
Henrietta Lacks. They have her helo cells that they were using with all kinds of, experiments and trying to find cures to things, and
Yeah.
wasn't even paying her family for using this woman's cells. They help with this vaccine, the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
Her cells
Yeah.
help find a
Exactly.
vaccine,
Like that's real. That is so true. So yeah. So knowing again, America's history, the good and the bad. You know, slavery is, you know, that dark chapter in America's history, but don't hide from it. You know, let people know, like, yo, yes, unfortunately, white people had Black people in slavery, and they did unthinkable things that we can't even probably imagine in the 21st century, you know, but knowing what we went through will create empathy, will create, oh, I see why you protest this, why you don't like when people say this, why you don't want people say the N word. Like, it makes what we're going through, I get it. You know, a lot of people do, but a vast majority don't. And, you know, majority of them are racist people and they don't care.
Yeah.
You know, but in order to change that, they have to learn. We have to teach them. And if we're not teaching them what has happened, injustice, the way things are now, it will never change. So again, I'll make sure we have a special guest coming on next week. Just leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's gonna be for them. Hopefully, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And lastly, unfortunately, I hate to talk about this, but a 16-year-old girl here in the state of Massachusetts, in the city of Hopkinton,
Yeah.
Hopkinton,
Hopkinton.
Yeah, that place. Y'all know I'm horrible with pronouncing names. That place he just said, unfortunately, a 16-year-old girl lost her life um, recently. They found her tied to a tree with a belt wrapped around her neck, and she was stabbed. It's a horrible situation. The girl's name is Michaela Miller. She was 16. They actually had a vigil earlier, maybe I would say maybe an hour right before we started the show. Once everything's happened, maybe next time, if there's something going on, maybe we can actually be on the ground and have interviews with some of the people there, just so that you guys can see. I'm so glad that we can start to go out and get back on the street and talk to the people, because your voice and and everybody in the chat, your voice matters. That's why we have this show. It's the voice of the people. What's up, people news? And it's good to have, experts and senators and congressmen on the show. That's awesome. Like, it's good to hear from them, but I also want to hear from you guys, the viewers, the people that tune in, the everyday people, because we're the ones who have to take the brunt of the laws and things that are passed down, whether it's good or bad. We're the ones that feel it first. They're living in DC, in their nice houses. Like they're not on our level. Like they doing something else right now. We're the ones, again, that feel the brunt of the laws, again, whether good or bad. We live it, we breathe it, we wake up, we go to sleep. And so your opinion matters. That's why I want to hear what you guys have to say about some of the stuff that we talk about. And you guys are smart. The stuff that the quotes, all that, you guys rock. You guys do. You guys do. But yeah, just getting it. It was sad that this happened to this girl. They're protesting because they feel that the police aren't being as transparent as they should. A lot of information still hasn't been found out yet. This is just the start of this. We'll definitely keep you updated with more information that comes out. And I actually had this link with a situation in Puerto Rico. It's so tragic. Two Puerto Rican women were found murdered. They were, they spoke up against injustices and things like that. This isn't the first time a situation like this has happened, where you have outspoken females, talking about what we're talking about, injustice, wanting higher wages for the community, the people. And unfortunately, their lives were taken. And the person that they're looking at is a boxer by the name of Felix Verdejo. I'm horrible with pronouncing people's names. I do apologize. Verdejo. But he's the one. Wow. He's being held without bail. And one of the people that he killed was his pregnant girlfriend. It's a horrible situation. I'll have links to that in the description. Again, this is just information that, mainstream media isn't talking about. People fighting for a better life for themselves, for their community, for their loved ones. And you have evil people, taking the fight and taking them off. And it's horrible, if going back to the situation in Florida with DeSantos, he's targeting Black and brown people. Yep. But the side effect is he's hurting his own people as well. And the same thing. They're fighting for not just themselves, but for everybody in the community. And when you have someone who is evil, who's heartless, who takes someone that's fighting for the people away, it affects everybody.
Right.
And I I'm not saying that this directly affects me, but this is just an example that we have people here, activists fighting to make the streets safer, not only for their kids, but for our kids, not just for their state, but for across the country,
Right.
and hearing that, it's like, yo, come on. We have activists out here, losing their lives, putting their lives on the line to make sure that we're safer, that the laws that will help us are passed. So I just have to get information like this out. Again, we'll have all the stuff that we talked about in the description. I do want to end on some good news, or just some happy thoughts. Things are getting better. It's the summertime. I'm trying to work on my summertime bod. I mean, Will Smith put up that picture. I know everybody's seen that Will Smith picture where, he got the dad bod, but it's summertime. Please, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, please do that. It's starting to get to where people 16 and up, 12 and up can get vaccinated. Please do that so you can go out and enjoy your summer.
Right.
We're close to the finish line. We want to get herd immunity. You heard Miss Lana talk about Connecticut, and they're 70% vaccinated. Yeah. We want that. I want to be able to travel overseas. We got some stories in other places that people need, me and Lana to go to and talk, we can't get overseas if we stuck here in the house. We can't leave. I want to leave. And, I might want to go to Holland or something, or, I might want to go to Puerto Rico and do a story out there and bring the information from the ground for y'all. But we can't do that.
Right.
If people ain't getting the shot. So get the shot, talk to people. The weekend is coming up. I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. The summer's around the corner, so do what you can, get the shot. If you have, encourage your friends and family members to do the same if they have it. Because I want to go out and have a good time, and I want to do my dance. I've been practicing dancing. I've been doing TikTok dances.
Oh boy!
But anyway, we won't get into that. But that's all I got. Anything you want to say to close out the show?
I do want to close out just real quick. I just want to tie just everything in. Casey touched on what's happening in North Carolina, the fight about teaching critical race theory is not even in North Carolina. It's all the states. None of the states, Republican states, want to teach critical race theory. And there is a reason behind it. It's not just what we see on the surface, we just don't want white kids to have white guilt, or, oh no, let's not teach that because it's, it's in the past, it's revisionist history. But the bigger picture is, if they start teaching these children critical race theory, meaning, you see color, you're not colorblind. You see Black people, you see red people, you see people's differences, right? And that means that you're going to start to see how people are treated differently. As you see the differences, everyone is different, but you're not subscribing value to one person's race over the other. You're just celebrating differences, and you're learning about differences, and you're learning about what history did to this person versus this person. That's critical, because if these kids learn that, that means that they're going to be more woke kids, right? They don't want more woke kids. More woke kids mean less votes for them. There's less votes for their asses, right? So they want to keep these kids in the dark, so these kids don't know. So these kids are growing up the same as these crazy adults talk about. You got the same opportunity as I have. Pick yourself up. Stop being lazy. Stop doing this. No, they don't want these kids to know the truth. They're hiding the truth. This is not about no doggone white guilt. These kids need to know. They don't want these kids to grow up knowing. That's why they're so against community college. Like they're against college. They're against education.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want people to get educated. Why do you think they're always harping on Joy Reid going to Harvard? It's the race lady. She went to Harvard. Meanwhile, they've gone to Harvard. So why is it a bad thing for
Right.
Black people to go to Harvard? Like they want you ignorant and not able to make informed decisions. So you're watching doggone Fox News. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Yep.
stay involved, keep being involved, keep voting, pay attention, donate to these campaigns if you can. It doesn't have to be in your state. Just,
Yep.
Google one. There's some important races that we really need. And it is Georgia 14 with Marcus Flowers. It is Alan Ellison running against Marco Rubio. That is very important. And it is Erica Smith running in North Carolina as a senator. Those three races, I mean, they're all important. But that Marco Rubio, those Senate seats are really important because we
Yep.
don't have a lead in the Senate. We're tied. So we absolutely need to lead the Senate. So that's all I got. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. It is on Sunday. We got to go because
Yep.
he's gotta go.
I'm about to get beat up. My ladies off the camera talking trash. All right. I'm about to get hit,
we hear you.
They can hear you. They hear you. So look, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Have an awesome rest of the day, night, weekend. Please come back next week. We have a special guest.
Yes.
You'll see promotions and things like that starting next week. But please tune in. Have an awesome night. I'm about to get thrown stuff at, but y'all have a good night.
Okay.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.